So why do some Filipinas gain weight when they meet a foreign guy? That's the topic that we're going to talk about here underneath this beautiful warm sun here in the Philippines. Welcome to this informal talk, my friends. I'm not here to hurt nobody's feelings. What I talk about here on my show is everyday life, living on what I call the old Overstay road. Currently in the Philippines, so I discuss everyday life and cultural differences and just minute things that pop up. And this stemmed from, I've been going back reading comments, so I'm going to start out by reading a comment from a friend of mine named, I think it's from Eduardo. So thank you very much, Eduardo, for sending me the comment. You just gave me today's talk. I certainly appreciate you. It never fails. I've said this a million times. The minute I hit the record button, somebody will fire up a grinder, weed eater, chainsaw. I'm not sure what's in the distance here, but it's some type of grinding device. It sounds like a weed eater with a blade on it, but I'm not sure. Got to get it done though. Got to get this footage in the can. So again, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings about getting fat, because guess what? Go back 2 years ago, this guy here had a big old pumpkin sitting on these shoulders because I was drinking too much beer. Big, fat, sloppy, out of shape mother. And I use that term lovingly for myself. And obviously I've lost a lot of weight since I did one thing, and that was stop the alcohol, quit drinking a case of beer every day. It's not rocket science. But let's go ahead and read Eduardo's comment here. It is so bright out here, but you know what? I love the sun. It's beautiful lighting. I don't have to have any lights or anything. All right, now look, this isn't going to be, real life is not perfect. It's not kind all the time. So this is from my buddy Eduardo. Fatima is a very good woman, just needs more structure and direction in her life. Mark should have been retraining her to his ways since he hooked up with her. I've been trying to teach her English for 8 years and haven't been real successful in that. These are his words, not mine. My gosh, I'll take the heat for it, but this came from Eduardo. Now, I don't know if Eduardo is, he could be Filipino or he could be from America. I don't know. They need to unlearn being idle all day long and not doing anything productive. Look, I will agree with that. If you hook up with a girl like Fatima from a small village, they got no money, so what do a lot of the day? Sit around, try to stay cool in the shade tree, taking naps. Not everybody's employed. There's a lot of unemployment. And so, yeah, they're used to being idle a lot of the day. That's just a statement of fact. Now, not everybody, but what are you going to do if you live in a village and you got no money and no aircon and no job? What the hell do you do all day? A lot of it is sitting around. In the past, just trying to nap. Now they just sit there staring at the goddamn cell phones all day, right? Moving right along. Let's see. Those phones, well, speaking of phones, Marcos should take them away and put in his backpack when going on trips like this. This was on a family trip we went on. No technology allowed, time to enjoy family. I wholeheartedly agree with that. And those are pretty much my rules. When we roll out, I don't want to see no cell phones in my group with my trip. That's just the way it is. Nobody's going to roll with me on my fucking dime or to try to teach, especially my daughter, my kids, to sit there like this when we're out at Texas Roadhouse having a meal together. That's just not going to happen. So I'm with you right there, man. I'm not into the Facebook zombies. I come from a generation before cell phones where we actually talked to one another and actually had a conversation over a meal instead of doing this shit here. So I'm with you on that, Eduardo, and I do enforce that. Okay, and they will. People here in the Philippines are they the number one social media / Facebook zombies in the world? I think I read that somewhere. They spend the most time on social media just doing this shit. I didn't make up the facts, all right? But you don't need to read the facts just to walk around this country and see what everybody's doing to the extreme. And the article said they're number one in internet usage, at least in Southeast Asia. Let's see. These children also need to be educated. Don't expect school to teach them much either. Many of the teachers are poorly educated themselves. Okay, let's get to the point. My Filipina girlfriend was getting too overweight for lack of not doing things. I was giving her too much of an allowance and ended up taking most of it away. Soon afterwards, she lost the weight. I don't let her take jeepney rides if it's a short walk, or just give her enough money to be able to take jeepneys back home if she is getting groceries.
We're going early.
Okay, well, come on out here. Let me ask you a quick question, okay? Just come right over here since the microphone's here, and make sure you can see yourself in frame, okay? Yeah, just bend down a little bit. I'm not sure. I can't see the screen over there. Baby, you're just gonna...
I'm itch.
Okay, well, I'm trying to produce an award-winning travel, lifestyle, cooking show here, and you come over here and...
because we're going now.
I don't care about the Ciroc girls, okay? Put priority on my show. The question of today's show is why... Now, are you in frame, yes or no?
Yeah.
Why do Filipinas get fat when they meet the foreign guy?
I don't know. I'm not fat.
I'll rephrase the question, Your Honor. Why do Filipinas get more chubby when they meet the foreign guy?
I don't know. Why? Why Ate Sika? She have husband Filipino. Why?
Because he's a chef. Question back to you. When I met you, you were skinny as a rail. Now, quite obvious that you're not. So the question is, why do some Filipinas, not all, why do some Filipinas gain weight when they meet the foreign guy? You're always eating. Okay, what else? Baby, I'm not done with the interview over here.
Going now. We just only 9:30 today.
Oh, he gets out early today?
Oh, Friday no.
Okay, well, one more question. Why Filipinas... Well, just answer the question. Okay, because you're eating too much, right? But why did you not get fat when you were living in your village? Come over here. The microphone's right here.
I don't want to eat.
The microphone's right here.
Hoy, wait muna. I don't like to eat.
I don't buy that. Everybody loves to eat, especially you. So while you were living in your village, why weren't you chubby?
I don't know. I just don't want to eat.
Why the next one will be why do Filipinos bola about everything? You see the stress on Monday here. I'm trying to teach intercultural, interracial relations here, and she's no help. So you want to move to the Philippines, eh? Get you a Filipino wife or girlfriend. I'm not picking on Filipinas. Women around the world were put on this earth by the good Lord to give us men stress. There you go. Back to Eduardo's comment. Let's see. My Filipina girlfriend was getting too overweight for lack of not doing things. I was giving her too much of an allowance. I think I've already read this. And he cut it back. She lost the weight. I don't let her take jeepney rides if it's a short walk, or just give her enough money to be able to take a jeepney back home if she is getting groceries. He's a good man. He don't want her to have to carry the groceries, but he wants her to walk to the market. Nothing wrong with that. I also go grocery shopping with her to make sure we are eating healthy food. Eating dried fish and rice every day does not conform to my house rules. We follow more of a Thai diet that has variety. I never skimp on the food, but I want to be well fed. I buy it and they cook it. All right, so thank you very much, Eduardo, for the comment. So let's sort of break down giving her too much money, and then that ties into one of my reasons that I formulated, just in my experience, as to why Filipinas gain weight after meeting us foreign guys? Well, first of all, let me go back to 15 years ago, whenever it was. It was before I married my Thai wife. We're up in Udon Thani at the airport, and we're heading down. I can't remember where we're headed. It's irrelevant. But we looked around, and every Thai girl that was in the waiting area that was fat was with a foreign guy. And we both joked about it. And she's like, yeah, she fat. She have flan. And you look around and you realize the only fat people, now this is 15, 20 years ago, whatever it was, can't do the math. The only chubby Thai girls that I saw in my travels back then were married to a foreign guy, okay? Now, as that progressed along to today, you go to the cities especially. You go to Pattaya and look at the teenagers there. There are fat Thai kids running around everywhere. Why? Fast food. Starbucks, all of the American fast food restaurants. You see them up in there just chowing down, and they're just as fat as American children. Where when I first started traveling to Thailand, I didn't see that. They didn't have money. There wasn't the the availability. So that society, as it's come up with money in the middle class and more fast foods and development, they're getting chubby. Okay, so it's just funny that back then, and we joked, we said, yeah, when as soon as you come to America, that's going to be you, and she laughed about it because she was slim and trim too. So let's see, I went through the comment, told the story. As he said, and what I thought about in my mind is the lack of physical activity, specifically walking. Fatima, her village is in the middle of a sugarcane field. To get to one side, you got to walk a few kilometers. To get to the other main road, you got to walk 1.5 kilometers, whatever it is, right? So she was used to her entire life walking to school and back, rain, sleet, snow or shine. She wanted to go to the market, got to walk. She was walking several kilometers every day just to get anywhere, okay? Occasionally they'd take an old shitty motorbike with the brakes hanging off of it, barely running, right? But she grew up doing a lot of walking. Well, what happens when you meet the foreign guy? Now, you're not that natural walk from the village to civilization, it goes away. Well, she hooked up with me, and I'm a very active dude, okay? But when you break it down to even little things like he's talking about, okay, for example, right now we don't have a motorbike, we don't have a electric cart, a Tesla chopper, or nothing. So everywhere we go, we walk, and I like it like that because everybody's getting exercise. So what happens if we buy a Tesla chopper, and what happened when we bought that Tesla chopper? We would walk from the door to the Tesla chopper, and that thing took us everywhere we wanted to go. We were going all over the city every day, but very little walking. Just by buying that Tesla chopper, where the day before we got it, we were walking everywhere. So now she hooks up with the foreign guy. You have money to either A, buy a motorbike, B, buy some type of electric scooter, or C, God forbid you buy a car, she'll never walk again. You're gonna sit in that hair con everywhere you go. So by meeting a foreign guy, a lot of these girls, especially from the province, it applies to the city too. We take out that walk, which the walk is out of necessity because they don't have money to take a trike. Let's even talk about that. If somebody's going to go the distance, they're going to take a jeepney. It's the cheapest way to go. Well, the jeepney's not going to come to my front door. I got to walk 1 kilometer to get to the jeepney, or half a click, what have you, to get to the jeepney stop. That's walking. When the jeepney stops, now you got to walk another kilometer to your final destination. So the cheapest form of taking the jeepney still requires some exercise. But once they get that foreign guy, trike, you're just getting a trike everywhere you go, because most foreign dudes don't want to ride the jeepney. Trike. Now how far is she walking? From the house outside to yell trike, and the trike's taking you exactly where you need to go. Cuts out the natural walking. Imagine a person used to walking 5 clicks a day their entire life. All of a sudden it stops. What does that do? It does something. Then you add number 2. All right. Let me stick to my list here. Too much rice. The rice buffet program. In her village growing up, there was no unlimited rice. Rice was rationed. Yeah, they ate. Some days they had more, some days they had less. I'm not saying they went hungry. Maybe there were some times they went hungry. Food security is not a given once you leave places like America, the UK, Australia. Food security is a day-by-day struggle to feed everybody. It's a totally different mentality. So she grew up not having unlimited rice every day. That's why a lot of Filipinos get so excited about going to Mang Inasal, because they have only rice. She can eat all the rice she wants here at the house, but they love going to Mang Inasal, getting that only rice, because growing up, they didn't have only rice. And it's just, they just get so excited about it. It's great marketing for Mang Inasal. So you take a person who is eating X amount of rice, then they show up with the foreign guy. I got a big old, how many kilos of rice we got here? 100 kilos of rice? She can eat all the fucking rice she wants. Where her entire life there was no only rice program. I'm here to tell you, living in the Philippines, that all the girls who have come through my life and filtered out and they got fat is one damn reason. Eating too much rice. Now add it with the sedentary sitting around doing nothing. But if you need to gain 10 kilos real quick, just start fucking eating rice. It puts the pounds on you quicker than beer, anything else. So boom, they move in with us foreigners. Yeah, get a big sack of rice. It's $1 a kilo. Eat all you want. There you go. When we came up here and I bought that tiny rice cooker and we were eating more of a balanced diet, and she was only eating rice once or twice a week, she was losing that weight. Don't believe me? Just go back and look at the videos. I snuggle with her at night, so my hand is on her stomach a lot. I know exactly when she's putting on weight and when she's not. And her stomach was zapping itself down. I was feeling nothing but, skin and muscle. Guess what happened when she started hanging out with the Syriac girls every morning? Back to eating rice at least once a day, but now it's creeped into every night she's cooking rice. So now she's back to eating rice twice a day. Boom, gaining the weight back, going back to being chubby, which is not necessarily a bad thing for me, because I like chubby. I like thick women these days. That's why you gotta follow me here. I'm not hitting anybody for putting on a few pounds, because that's how I like it. I like her chubby ass body style. Skinny models, you can keep those. I like big corn-fed Midwestern hoes. In the words of Kid Rock, I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. I'm not denying it. I like thick women. I'm just stating facts as to why these chicks gain weight or lose weight. Big thing is the fucking rice. Why? Because we walk everywhere right now. So follow me. We move here, we walk everywhere. Limited rice, twice a week, 2-3 times a week. She's losing weight like crazy. We're still doing the same amount of walking, but she's back on the rice. Boom, ballooning back up like that. There you go. Pretty goddamn simple. So where are we at? They meet the foreign guy. Unlimited rice program. Not walking 4 or 5 kilometers every day, because now they have money for a trike. Thanks to us. Trying to take care of our ladies. Number 3, fast food. Holy shit. Now they can go to Jollibee multiple times a week, stop by McDo, hit the fast food, where growing up in her village, probably the only time that she got treated to Jollibee was somebody's birthday party. I mean, just a handful of times a year. It was a big deal, still a big deal. I don't know if she'd ever been to McDonald's. Maybe a couple times before she met me. There's not even a McDonald's in her hometown. So access to fast food, that's a huge deal as well. You're just shocking their metabolism with fast food, all the shit they put in the fast food. I don't need to explain that to you. Number 4, I put this on the list, milk tea. All the sugary drinks. They couldn't afford to buy milk tea every day, or, not that she goes to Starbucks, but, go to a coffee shop and get a big ass sugary milk tea, or whatever they're going to do, iced coffee with all that sugar in it. Meet the foreign guy, all of a sudden, all them sugary drinks on a daily basis come available. Okay, here's the other thing too. And what I've realized, one of the big reasons Americans are fat, it's not just because of fast food, it's because of Sam's and Costco buying in bulk. There you go, buying in bulk versus going to the sorry store on a daily basis, multiple times a day. All right, I wrote on there, rich people get fat. Anyhow, so what's happened here, we have an SM right in front of the neighborhood, no big deal. Okay, you go in there, you buy stuff in bulk. Okay, it's cheaper. Go to the grocery store, buy chips, snacks for their lunches. You go there, you buy in bulk. It's cheaper than going to the sorry store, right? Bring all that shit home. Well, guess what? The average, I'll say Filipino, they don't go to Walmart or the SM once a week and buy $500 worth of groceries. They go to the market every day. Most cultures outside the West, it's a daily shopping. There are no preppers, they have no stock. It's daily, go to the market, get what we need to eat today. They don't have refrigerators to put the shit in and store it anyhow. They don't have the money to buy the stock. Here come the foreign guy. We're used to buying in bulk, save that money. Well, guess what? When that kitchen is full, how many times a day do you think that they're going to walk in there and be snacking on some shit? Constantly, because they've never had access to that much food, that many snacks, constantly. Where I'm thinking this is enough to last for 3 weeks, they're just going in their buffet program from the minute it hits the ground until it runs out. They're not used to it. The only way to combat that is to put it in a room, put a padlock on it, keep the key around your neck, and ration it out. I tried that down there in her hometown, and it never worked. There was always a need to get into the stock, a need to eat some of the typhoon rations. It was just a nightmare. So what I realized was, by buying in bulk, they've only got to walk into the kitchen to enjoy a buffet program. And I wonder why everybody's gaining weight. Versus, there's nothing in the kitchen, and if they want something, they've got to walk their ass a few blocks over to the sorry store and buy a bag of chips and a Coke. And then they got to walk their ass back. So therefore, you're providing exercise, and also it's not the buffet program. Here's 50 pesos. Everybody go get some snacks. They come back sweating. They already ate the chips and drank the Coke. It's like a wash. Whereas if you buy in bulk, they're just going in the kitchen and eating everything they can, unless you put a lock on the cabinet. You see how that works? So yes, if you go to the sorry store, most items cost what? A peso more, a half a peso more, whatever. I'm into paying the tax because people end up eating less junk, and in the long run, I end up spending less money than if I went to the SM and bought in bulk, or went to Sam's Club or what have you. Not the Sam's, S&R. If I go to S&R and buy in bulk, it's just a buffet program. It goes quicker, everybody eats more, and they don't get exercise. So now I'm like, this sorry store every day is a great idea. You know, and sometimes they go twice a day. They go once in the morning, get a snack, whatever, and then later on they need something. Okay, they're getting more exercise. Give them 50, 60, 100 pesos, and you will end up spending less money that way than if you buy in bulk at S&R and think and kid yourself that you're saving money. Especially if you're around your wife's family. Whatever you have in stock, they're gonna infiltrate and get their hands on. If you just got cash in your pocket, they might be wishing that you break some out so they can go to the sorry store, but it's up to you. It's controllable. The stock room is highly uncontrollable. So, there you go. What makes Americans fat? Sam's and Costco, among a lot of other things. We foreigners cause Filipinos to get fat because of all the reasons I just discussed. So, any form of transportation that you purchase, it's going to cut down on her walking. Give her plenty of money to take a trike from point A to point B if she's not walking. So what we've been doing recently and lately is I've been telling everybody, nope, we're taking a Jeep. Why? Because we got to hump, about a click up the hill to hit the Jeep. And then wherever we walk from there, I'm saving money. Everybody's getting exercise. I don't have all the answers, but I want to thank Eduardo for that comment. He left it about a year ago, man. Those are just some points to think about. You might think you're, I'm sending her X amount of dollars and this and that. And are you really doing them a service by sending too much money, especially to, a young Filipina who's never managed that much money? Or is she just sitting around on the buffet program, feeding everybody and getting fat? That's not helping her health-wise. Sometimes you got to say no when you care about people. So Big Pumpkin comes to me and says, "Oh, can you just call a Grab? It's hot, my in it. Oh, I'm too tired." Nope. Why? Because I love you, baby. I care about your health. I like a little chubbiness, but it ain't gonna hurt your ass to walk up and take the jeepney. It's not gonna hurt me. It's not gonna hurt the kids. I mean, who's gonna sit there and argue that walking is bad for you? So folks, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Did your Filipina girlfriend or wife go from a size 0 to a size 8 within a few months of meeting you? Leave your story down below. I just double tap it one more time. I'm not casting stones at fat people. I think I can confidently talk about both sides of the scale, because 2 years ago, holy shit, I was fat as fuck. Either I fly the fat guy or I fly your product. What movie was that from? 2 years ago, they'd be flying the fat guy because that was me. And I'm gonna tell you what, shit, life's so much better without carrying around a 30-pound sack of potatoes everywhere you go. Life's so much better. Holy shit. That's the biggest thing that keeps me from going back to drinking. I got a beer in the ref down there. It's cold. I got one San Mig Light left and one can of Jack and Coke down there cold. And I'm hot as hell right now. Well, I got the sun sort of in the malunggay tree. Got a little shade right now. But when I'm hot, I think about drinking a beer. I'm a redneck. I've been a beer drinker my whole life. But the minute I just think about that big pumpkin, and that's my nickname for the old lady, but I had a big pumpkin head, I don't want to go back to being fat. Don't want to do it. I just feel so much better. I'm going to live so much longer. Performance so much better. At some point, saying no is a positive. And telling that old girl, no, I'm not calling Grab so you can go from air conditioning to air conditioning. No. When I met you, you were walking 5-6 kilometers a day. you can walk one up there to take the damn jeepney. Let's go. She'll grumble for the first, couple hundred meters, and then it'll get out of her system. Tough shit. All right, folks, thanks for joining me. Leave your comments, your stories down below. Your thoughts. If you don't mind, hit that like button. Smash that like button. And ring that bell. Certainly appreciate you. Helps out with them Google squirrels who determine whether or not we get to eat for the month and we starve. Yep, they're that powerful. All right, I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out, my friends. There go a jeepney right there. Jeep. All right, I'm out of here.